Ladies and gentlemen,
we won!
it was on Easter Sunday that Jesus Christ arose from the dead. But now, Easter Sunday will forever be known as the day that weekly JoJo episodes also rose from the dead. And dare I say that maybe even a third thing might have rose that morning. At 3 a.m., I was sitting in the tub, snug as a bug in a rug, when Netflix released an official statement regarding the Steel Ball Run anime situation. I was pretty freaking baffled. I don't really usually expect corporations to actually give a rat's ass about consumers' feelings. Johnny Vaughn was a shot in the dark, a final wish from a community to a company that doesn't have a good history of listening to the people. I fully expected Netflix to see all this backlash and just bury their head in the sand and pretend everything was fine. But here's what Netflix said. Wow, thank you guys for the incredible support for Steel Ball Run.
Why did you forget about me, Netflix?
Dude, the balls on this company.
The Steel Balls! The series is currently in production and we want everyone, that means you, to enjoy it. We are planning on a split core release across the entire run of episodes. This was totally always our plan from the beginning and nothing has changed. You guys didn't win, we were doing this all along. Stay tuned for stage 2. Okay, there's actually quite a bit to unpack here. First of all, holy moly, they actually listened. Netflix has finally seemed to get it through their thick skull that we want weekly episodes. That is huge. This is character growth. I know they said, oh, we actually always planned on doing weekly right from the beginning, but like,
that wasn't their plan,
bro. Nobody's buying that. Like, be for real. Unfortunately, this weekly JoJo celebration is a little bittersweet because, like giving a pill to a dog, Netflix seems to have wrapped it in cheese to get us to swallow the batches. A split core release is just batches done weekly. Before I even get into the implications of that, I apparently need to school some of you chumps because there's a lot of people online who have seemingly no idea what a cour actually is. Cour means run in French, but it's also just another way to basically say seasons. A split core release means they're gonna do weekly episodes for a bit, but then stop at some point to only then pick the show back up later, rinse and repeat. It's a fairly standard practice in modern anime. The days of 50 episodes week by week until the show is finished is long gone. It's not just JoJo's, everyone is doing it. Production is harder, quality standards have risen. The underpaid subcontracted Korean animators are only being worked half to death now. Animation is hard, I think. Long gone are the days where you can just do 25 years of weekly One Piece episodes, because not even One Piece is doing that anymore. They're finally switching to a seasonal model. There's a lot of people online who seemingly want a full one cour weekly schedule from beginning to end starting tomorrow. Up to it, David. And don't get me wrong, that is the perfect situation. That is what I would want too, but put it in perspective. Steel Ball Run is noticeably longer than any of the previous JoJo parts David Productions has animated. I will always support people who fight for what they want, and therefore I'm not gonna say stop. You know, if that's what you really want, I say fight for it. But me personally, I'm not gonna set my expectations to an unreasonable level, because if you do that, then there's no way not to be disappointed. Asking David Productions to do the 50 or so episodes of Steel Ball Run back to back in one cour, that's like asking Sneakers O'Toole to take his sneakers off. This wouldn't even be the first time JoJo's was released under a split core format. Many people forget that Stardust Crusaders was also split across 2 cours. Mind you, these cours were pretty big, adapting 24 episodes each, and the wait between the first and second cour were like half the time it took for Stone Ocean to release their second batch of 12 episodes. But you really just can't compare anything to Stone Ocean, man. My biggest issue with cours and Steel Ball Run is not the fact that it's being done in cours, it's that I don't really trust them to give us the cours we deserve. Everything points to them doing these cours each stage of the race. There are 9 goddamn stages. Are we really gonna have to wait for 9 cours to get this show animated? And I said it before, but I hate how lopsided that would make the cours. Stardust Crusaders, Stone Ocean, cours, batches, Every release of episodes was the same amount of episodes, but each stage in the race is of varying length. Are they gonna mess with the pacing to artificially slow down or speed up the story to hit a certain amount of episodes per stage? I hope not. This release strategy seems like the kind of thing the suits came up in a boardroom because it sounded like a cool way to release and market a show, but without any actual care or consideration to how that might actually work in practice. Technically, nothing in this statement nor any previous statements have explicitly said they're gonna 100% be releasing the show in these stages. So maybe we might get lucky and they do like 3 stages a quarter or something. But I'm not usually very lucky. Netflix, I've been nice to you so far. A lot of people are quite upset, but I'm giving you a little bit more leeway, I think. So you better sit the fuck down and listen and learn to what I'm about to tell you. However many cours you guys choose to release Steel Ball Run in, they need to be both reasonably spaced and also have their breaks be clearly communicated. I don't want to be left in the dark for months. Not even prisoners in solitary confinement get the kind of silent treatment we got with Stone Ocean. And frankly, we deserve better than that. Also, if this really was the plan all along, whose idea was it to release the first episode half a year before episode 2? No, it was all part of your plan, eh? Yeah, having us rely on Sweetie Fox to make episode 2? That was all part of this master plan, Netflix? Not that I would know who Sweetie Fox is, of course. What am I even supposed to do all summer now? Play outside? I don't wanna! Netflix, these are my demands. I am genuinely grateful that we're getting weekly. I don't want to sound ungrateful. I know how scary that is to you guys. But I'm also not gonna completely bend over and, well, you know. These are my demands for the Steel Ball Run anime. Frankly, I think they're quite reasonable. I'm not asking for an arm and a leg, I'm asking for mostly just basic communication. So yeah, get it right, and you will make a lot of us very happy. And that's about it for today. But before you go, I actually have a question for my lovely fans, whom I dearly love. So if you aren't a subscriber, leave.
Alright, cool.
They're gone. Yo, what do you guys think about these kind of shorter but more frequent laid-back Chewy Dog 1 videos?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. You said I should leave. I'm leaving. Yes, Netflix has finally listened to their fans. Their fans were everywhere. Okay? As soon as they open their phones, bang! Donnie Vaughn is there on their phones. As soon as they release a trailer of an upcoming ETC, is it ETC? I don't even know the name. ESC, ETC. God, they got shoved by Johnny Vaughn on the comments. Yeah, and then they try to play it cool, like, nah, this was our plan from the beginning. Yeah, just admit it, okay? It's not like people are gonna laugh at you or anything. They're gonna say, well, you know what? Netflix is listening to their fans. They say, yeah, you know what, guys? We heard you and we listened, and now here you are. Here's your episodes. You see? You don't need to say, nah, this was our plan from the beginning. Nobody changed our minds. This was all us. Nah, don't lie. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were unsubscribing to the Netflix subscription. And Netflix was like, oh my god, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, apparently, people are leaving us because of we do not want to release this Steel Ball Run. Jojo no Abi, no Jojo no Akimi on Aboken. I like saying that in Japanese. But oh shit, then release the episodes. But hey, don't say we heard them though. Don't say that. Say it was all part of our plan. Okay? It was a bad idea. It was a bad thing to do. Actually, I prefer it if you guys just release the whole thing right then and there. You know, like you usually do. Like release everything. Just don't do any part 2, part 3, part 4. No, just released each and every episode on the same day, same time, with sub and dub. I am sorry to say this, but I like my anime in dub. I don't like to watch sub. Okay? I can only watch sub if and only if uh let's say sub has about 12 episodes out and dub has about 10 episodes out. And you want on the 10th episode of dub, they leave us on a cliffhanger. Then and only then will I say, kid, now I'm curious, what happened? Did someone, let's just say someone got stabbed, and then it just ended like that. You're like, kid, who got stabbed? Oh my god, stuff like that. Who stabbed him? And they end the episode. Now you're like, oh, shit, you know what? I'm gonna have to watch it in sub. I need to find out what happened. That's the only time I can only watch sub. Okay? Like if you watch sub, it's okay. I prefer mine in English. I don't want to read them. If I want to read, I can grab the manga. Right now, I don't want to read. I want to listen and see. I don't want to. But hey, thank you though, Netflix, for listening to your fans. You have finally listened to your fans. Even if you lie and say, no, it was all part of your plan. Nobody swayed us to change our minds. Keep, keep telling yourselves that. Okay? Man, we won't blame you.